Okay, so this week's cherry on top is, can you read it out for us, Will? Mate, Wines is just a big fucking freak walking around. He's got nothing going on upstairs. He's literally just
A little pig that just loves SuperCoach. He probably has himself in the team, and he's just like, give me the back of the ball, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Ollie Wines will be the biggest trap of this year. 85 to 100 fit McRae this year.
80.
An absolute inside pig.
He's 10% owned. He's more than LDU.
G'day, lads. Welcome back to the One Eye Pod. We're here.
Finally.
I know. We both had a massive weekend. So I went down to Melbourne for a little bit and saw Crooksy and all the boys. And things got a little bit out of hand. So my knowledge on the games isn't too good this week, but Crooks watched most of them. So he's going to be our insight.
Yeah, most of what I could. It's a bit of a shame, really, why they don't have a Sunday game on. I understand because it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I wish there was a Sunday game on.
It's a little bit disappointing, don't you reckon? Like, I saw that Collingwood had finished, and then I was ready to just like lemon out on the couch and watch some Sunday footy, but there was nothing.
Well, there was nothing. No footy. I mean, they think it's a success, so they're going to do it again next year, I'm pretty sure. But the clubs like
Really?
Geelong.
I don't listen to the news.
I only was watching it. Yes, not yesterday. Just 2 hours ago on AFL 360, and everyone's happy about it. Laura Kane's really chest up, our favourite person. And she said if you ask anyone that's working at AFL House now, it's a success, definite success. But it just
Really
4 games. I mean, and you're going to keep not the buys are going to happen in round 3 and round 5, but that's only 6 games you get, and you get your full, binge-worthy sort of AFL TV. But
will it be a rotation? Did they say, or will it be the same teams?
Nah, I don't know. That's what because Geelong Brad O'Criscott was saying. Essentially, we would love to be on it. Blah 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 blah. So who knows? Hopefully, Pies don't get kicked off. We're a bit shit, so we don't want to talk about the Pies. I didn't even watch most of the game, to be honest, because I was at a wedding. But I saw it half time, and then I realised we were on, and I just remembered, and I saw the score, and then I just said, "Oh well, this is a game that I just don't want to watch." But I did see Nick Dacos scored 131.
Yep.
And our Brownlow tip,
Nick's nearly the most owned player.
My Brownlow tip, Tom Green, which I didn't put money on, he was paying like $19 odds. I remember I told you when he was playing. I can't remember who he's playing pre-season. This guy looks unbelievable, and now he's going to be a must-have. And we called this on our first episode that he would be a must-have, but now we've realised we can't really fade him, can we? He's going to be 700, and he's going to be 1 million.
Is he in the team right now?
Yes, he is.
It's
he's so good.
Fading him still.
I know, and I see merit to it, but the prick's going to be 750k or something. You think he's got West Coast next game? I think he's got West Coast. No, North. He's got North Melbourne, I'm pretty sure. And I think he's got then West Coast, mate. But there's no one's gonna act. Who's gonna just piggyback him the whole time on West Coast? Just tag the shit out of him because I know North aren't gonna do it. North won't do it unless he got Liam. He's too big.
Yeah, last time they so he's got North, he's got West Coast,
and then got
a bye.
Yeah.
Then Gold Coast, St Kilda, Carlton. That's to round 6.
That's all right. I think. I always wanted him that was our original plan. Maybe one podcast in that, we get you Green and then flip him off But he might go that well that you actually can't flip him off. But I still think he's
Yeah,
alright.
I
If you,
think that's what will happen.
I don't think so. Well, do you think?
Well,
Well,
you
I'll
think
run.
you wait? So you just told me that you're going to start him because he's a must-have, and but
Yeah.
now you're planning to flip him off after round
No,
three.
that was the original plan. Originally to have Green,
Yeah.
and by round 3 you can flip him off to Dunkley or like whatever sort of mid you have
Mm.
that doesn't have the buy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he may be that good actually that you just keep him and it's best 18 and you just cop. Because think of Dacos, you're not going to trade out Dacos. I always thought it would just
No,
be you ride the wave and you can get off. Where I think Green could be that good that you maybe have to keep him because he's been
I think
so dominant in the first 3 rounds. But you could,
you
like
got to
we've
keep
said,
him.
all along on the podcast, like don't trust us. We're unpredictable blokes that really don't give a fuck about our super coach teams, and we'll happily trade someone. So
It's actually fucking hilarious. Dad
watch me
goes to
trade
me.
to Dunkley.
I was talking to my dad because it's his second year saying about Supercoach, and he's like, "Oh, so what advice do you got and stuff? What should I be doing?" And I told him like the players that I thought, and I said, "But that's just like what I think right now. Like 10 seconds from now, I'm gonna have a completely different opinion
Oh
about
yeah,
everything I just told you."
well that
Like,
there's that many thoughts that go into your head. And I guess it's just whatever rank you are. But at this point, I think Green is a must have, but that stops you. And we'll get on to your team in a minute. But
yeah,
Sam Flanders did really well, right? But if you've got Green and Flanders, you're kind of fucked. Or
it's
Took.
a
Like, how good was Took Miller? 115.
yeah,
Exactly like you said. He looked amazing.
yeah.
So you got to try and choose which one do you want, which combo.
Hmm. It's a very hard one. I guess I'll jump into my team and we can go from there. But you're right. I've been thinking about this. I've got a plan in my head of what I want to do,
Yeah.
but like plans are only so good. Like
And we
if it
actually haven't.
actually comes
Usually we're
true and
sharing
happens.
teams, and I don't think I've seen yours
Hmm.
since we've seen. So this is
Nah, I
going to be
haven't.
good viewing.
So this is my team right now. I'm not happy where it is, but I'm happy with the overall kind of structure. But I'm maybe thinking about swapping a few players out.
Yeah. So for the
Um,
Spotify listeners, you got a 4.
So to Spotify listeners, I've got Nick Dacos, Tom Stewart, and Sheasel in the back line, and Hayden Young, and then I've
Yeah.
just filled the rest with the shit four rookies that are
How
just
good
going to
was
be
Howes,
slow
by the
burns.
way? Howes is a must-have.
Yeah, that's why he's in there. So actually, I think I
He
settled
doesn't
this.
know anything about
Um,
Howes.
I don't. I didn't watch the game. I haven't watched any of the games, guys. So I'm just
That's all
going off
right.
what Cooksy's told me.
So don't trust me.
And I don't have much time. I'm pretty flat out until the round one, so I've got fucking no time to work out what I want to do with my team.
Captain Bond.
I got Bontempelli M1, and then I got Butters in the M2. I think I've had this idea that I didn't want to first start Butters, but now that he's dropped down to I think he's 13% ownership, I'll trade him out and I'll find out how much ownership he is. Butters. So he's 18, sorry. He's 18. Now that he's 18% ownership, he was one of the
It's
top
pretty
ones up
crazy,
there.
isn't it?
Um,
I
I'm
still don't. I
yeah,
still don't know if he's fit or not.
I heard that the rolled ankle was just nothing.
True.
So
So I
I'm
mean, if
with
he's
40
fit,
trades, I'm willing to take that punt on Butters. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I think Butters is easily M2 this year. That's just my opinion. Like everyone else has their own opinion. Cooksey reckons that Green's going to be the big dog. I'm putting my money on Butters. From what I saw in the practice game, nothing had changed until he got obviously tried to keep playing with his ankle and then just slowly ran off the ground and never came back on. So I think I'm going to start. I'm going to take the punt. It's not even really a punt. I mean, it's Butters. But if he's not
I
up to
think a
scratch,
fair
we've
few
got 40
people will have
trades.
him. Do you have any cash in the bank?
I've got 60,000,
Mate,
and
I
then
tell.
I've got Took Miller down. Go.
I think if you have cash in the bank, because I've whenever I'm building the teams, I'm sort of limited somehow um, to that 635K mark. So it's either your LDU
Mm-hmm.
or your Butters. But why wouldn't you go?
Mm-hmm.
And it was someone you've been hyping up. I think he's in my team currently, but
Liberatore.
old mate Libba. Does he average more than
I've had
Butters?
this
That's my
thought.
question. That's my question to you.
Look,
Late buy, I'm pretty sure.
Liberatore and so let's go here. Liberatore and Butters have
Mm.
been constantly in and out of my team, but I was having this thing and I was looking at Liberatore's scores that they're great and they're just phenomenal scores. And if we take away this 20-point score, he probably nearly averages the
Who's
third highest average
yeah,
last year.
incredible.
Um, but I'm putting my money on Butters this year purely just because this last little stint here of the 133, 137, 139, 129, 158. And we've seen that he has a ceiling of nearly 200.
And that was in the wet. I
That's the
remember that
only
game.
reason. Yeah.
That
That's why I'm putting
184.
my money on Butters. And guess what? If the Doggies didn't play in round zero, Port didn't play in round zero, this is a very easy side swap if one of them doesn't look the goods. It's like these are my two players that I'm thinking of at the moment, and it's just one or the other. But at the moment, it's Butters. And then I've got Took Miller in there because I know he's going to go back to what he is. It's going to be 116, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. He looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal in a practice match. And I don't think anything's going to change. I don't understand. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. I think his ownership is bloody one of the
Hell,
highest
he's value for money,
ownership.
really.
Yeah, I mean it's a no brainer for me because if I'm not going to go Flanders, it's a no brainer to put Took Miller in. But he's 22% owned, but I honestly don't care. Nick Martin, everyone does that. Crouch is a little bit of just a hold pick. I don't know if Crouch, Wines, or
Amon,
Steele, but I'm
still as
leaning
well.
towards Crouch. No, I don't want Amon.
Aye.
But yeah, it's that spot. It's that spot. But and then I've got the classic Gorn Grundy. And can we just reflect to my call last week about Grundy?
Yeah.
Just take a minute to reflect about it.
I mean, he was
What did I
good,
say?
and he.
126, 126, 126, 126.
Well, we scored 139, so we're all wrong.
Exactly. He's a beast. He's not going to change. I don't understand why anyone, when he was the only ruck with Melbourne, he
He
was a
dominated.
beast. He did.
Yeah.
So anyone who thinks that Grundy is out of fucking thing, he's easily the second best ruckman, maybe even best ruckman this year. I reckon. I reckon he might even be R1, R2. Everyone's saying, "Oh, I've got to trade him for English and stuff." I don't see myself trading Brody Grundy for English.
No.
I see myself trading Gorn for English.
Well, the talk was last week, just within the community, that you can maybe fade Grundy and get English or something like that.
Hmm.
To fit Errol in as well, which was what I was saying before. But Errol did shit. But if there's conversations being held now, if you need to fit Luke Jackson in, if you could fit him in the rucks, but even get English, now it's at Gorn's expense. But Gorn scored 180 in a preseason game, so it's really like it's you're trying to be
I know.
different for the sake of being different. And I was a part of that,
It's.
like just trying to be different. But it's really the cheapest rucks that you're gonna have for a decent time. Like, when is this ever going to happen again?
I think
Probably.
everyone's jumping at shadows.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know.
I've
583 and a 481.
yeah.
Like everyone's just getting so scared off things, and that's one of the main reasons
I
I'm
mean,
so
English will be
keen on
good.
Butters.
Yeah,
He'll be great. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
He'll probably be 130, 120, 130, 120, but he's 700K.
yeah, yeah,
And the fact that everyone's fading Butters right now. And can we talk? And before Luke Jackson was in my team, I had LDU in there. The fact that everyone is fading Luke Davies Uniac, right?
yeah. I've been
Are
trying to.
you effing
I
kidding me?
well, we're all a part of that train. I've been trying to fit him in somehow, and I've got some sort of notes somehow. Well, just saying like the hypotheticals, right? Like Luke Davies Uniac versus Butters, and then I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
Hmm.
everyone's forgetting about this bloke, and he just smashes it to bits. But he's preseason. I bet you he's that type of bloke who's just like fuck to play a preseason game. All right, I'll put 50% in, and they probably just like tell him. And I was reading the stat at the bottom of the Supercoach page. It says he had 4 free kicks against, or something like that. So it scared
Yeah.
owners
I've
off. Like,
actually, I think it was 6.
right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it
So
was a massive number.
yeah, so I think, mate, he'll be a pod like just like Butters, really. And I am considering him if I have to try and work some players out because I did fade someone important. Um, but he's getting slept on as well. There's just so much choice. The problem is the value is so in your face that these good players that probably end up being top 8 anyway, we're going to fade them. So we
Hmm.
hopefully the mid prices that we all sort of get actually do all right. Otherwise, it's a sort of mistake that we didn't go guns and rookies.
Yeah. And
But
this is the you know that I don't really watch other people. I kind of just look at Twitter this
yeah,
week because I hadn't watched any of the practice matches. I've watched a few people's team reviews and
yeah,
like a few other people on YouTube, like see what they've done. A lot of their teams are very situational. Like if this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens,
yeah,
oh, then my team will be good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like if that
Well,
happens, this will be good. If that like, and they're just jumping off like players like Butters and LDU and stuff. Oh, they got injured, so instead I'm gonna go for someone like Berry and then put
yeah.
like Heaney into the fucking forward line.
Oh, I've done
Like
Heaney, mate. So
I know
um,
I'm not saying it's a bad call, but now you got Berry in you in the midfield who could be good, but we don't know.
yeah, he is pretty cheap, but he is a bit of an unknown. I think we spoke about him last week. I'm not touching him because I just don't know much about him. But
Yeah.
yeah, the even what are your thoughts on the man at F1, Luke Jackson? I'm hearing reports that he
Oh
6 to 8 weeks his Sean Darcy's out for, which is a gold mine. And then there's another club report on the injury list saying to 3 to 4. But Tom Morris reported it, and he's trying to get his act together, Big Tom, since he's. I'll never trust Tom Morris fully, but if he gives me good news now, maybe he's earned my trust back a tiny bit more. So I'm hoping Tom Morris is right, and it's 6 to 8 because he's in my team at the moment.
yeah. Yeah. The reason why I went Luke Jackson is because I saw that 6 to 8. And because I had a few options. If I put Heaney in, then I'm taking a hit with Grundy, Heaney, Dacos, James Jordan. These players are all out. If I put Flanders in, then Took's going to get hurt as well, like these two.
Mm,
Luke Jackson was going to give me ruck cover for when Grundy's out or when Gorn's out. If he's 6 to 8 weeks, this guy can accumulate the footy like nobody else in the ruck. Is actually a freak around the ground. He's not the best
he,
ruckman, but he's a freak
I
around the
I
ground.
wish I had the stat on file, but I think he averages around 120 or 118 or something without Darcy. It's high, it's extremely high. But
I'm
he's
trying to find it
actually
here.
he's actually got the first ruck. He's got McInerney, who's actually a bit of a tough ruckman to come. No, you won't. I was
McInerney
talking.
is not the nicest.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just
because
looking at these stats here.
yeah,
This is when
right,
Darcy
right,
went
right.
out. I think he went out here, Darcy, against Sydney, and then he's come in. He scored an 87, which is shit house. But then he went 173, 124, 123, 101. Like, and he scored 173 against Oscar McInerney.
That even if I can't even remember when he was out, but you just look at the spike games of when he's had a really good game. It's obviously because Darcy's out, and Darcy is injury prone. The problem is, he's kind of a keeper pick where Heaney you can sort of take. You're probably right. I'm looking at the stats, but
Look at this, Cooks. Look what I've just seen here. Ready? 123 Optus Stadium. Optus Stadium. Optus Stadium 173. Optus Stadium 124. Optus Stadium 100. Optus Stadium 64. Optus Stadium 134. 118. 119.
it just loves
And
Optus
then an
Stadium.
81. 126 at Optus. And 67, 96, 57. Wow.
And just to
Optus
clarify, how many
Stadium,
Optus?
first game. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 games at Optus Stadium until he gets the
That
flick.
it's not as good as Butters. Butters has got like six,
No.
something ridiculous. The only thing is, I'm scared I'm gonna have to trade him out, Jackson. Where Heaney, I
Mm.
know I can trade him out at his buy, and that's always been the plan of picking him because he could just as soon as Taylor Adams is gone, and the other bloke that I'm missing, Callum Mills, that could easily be. He could be 580k or something. He could make 100k.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't
You
even seen
reckon
the
he could
break
make
evens.
100K in like 4 rounds or something?
Maybe more. Well, he's got 144 in his system. We really the
Yeah, he
break
does.
evens. I think the break
So
evens have been just
20.
updated. So if you look up.
It doesn't
Well,
say anything. It doesn't even have round 0 here. It just starts at round 1.
but if you go up a
Okay.
tiny bit,
Wait.
his break even's 29. Oh, it doesn't even. Oh, why does it say cut? Oh yeah, I think his break even may be 29. I guess we can
Yep.
try and. They've only just included him about 3 hours ago. I'm pretty sure, but I think he could make
Yeah.
easily 100k easily, and he'll be
What's he
pumping out
priced
good
at
scores.
for?
483, like pretty good,
Yeah.
good value for
Do
money.
you think that he's more of a lock than Jackson? Or have you got both?
I've got both. Yeah, I've got both. I think I'd go Heaney instead of Jackson, but I mean Jackson could be good value for
But you're
8
also
weeks,
taking
and
Heaney instead of Stewart, yeah?
yeah, but I think it's more Jackson over Stewart really because Jackson is 584k. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
because he's more expensive. I mean, Jackson mucks up the structure a little bit, but I think his scores are too good to pass up. And, you're chasing those points for the first, and he could be his same case as Teeny. You sell high on him, come their buy. I guess he would. I just reckon Jackson will. Heaney will revert back to 90 once those midfielders are in. Um, but they need him to play there. Like if he can score 120 every week, but he won't score that, say 105 a week, that's a pass. 483k. What do you think?
Yeah.
Who would
No,
you
it's,
who
it's,
would
it's, a,
you
it's a
get?
good point. I haven't really thought of. Well, obviously, I'd get Jackson, but it's good to hear from other sides of the fence. The
Well,
only reason I was scared on
yeah,
Heaney is just because of he's from Sydney, and I already have 3
that's
Sydney
see,
players in my team right now.
and you got to trade him. You got to trade him if that's the case, because you're probably trading Jordan and
Yeah.
Heaney at the same go, because they would both make the
When's his
money. And I
buy?
think
I'm actually. I get what you mean now. You're not even worrying about this because you're trading Heaney out before their buy.
yeah, well, on their buy, yeah, essentially same as
Yeah, yeah.
Jordan, I reckon. And I think that's why everyone is bringing him in. To be honest, It's not. It's not a keeper pick. I mean, I just see him getting put forward middle of the year. I just think they need him there. His heat maps were absolutely just. It was just picturesque. Just, I think it was just all middle. And I looked at him, and he had a 1 goal one, and he was hardly in the forward line, but he had some ridiculous score involvements. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I reckon he looked like the best player um, this week. But Heaney has always been like a Degoe pick, just an absolute trap and a half. But I was watching 3 years ago. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he averaged 105 or something. That's just on a good roll.
And you're not scared about him just like having down games. You think like I didn't watch the game, so this is
I
going
watched the
purely
game.
off what you think.
I watched the
Yeah.
game. He was just in the middle the whole time, um, just everywhere, and just integral to the midfield. Um, but mainly because I think they're just so depleted with injuries through the middle. They tried to get Adams. Now the only downside about it, Goulden wasn't like really dominant, but I can't remember Heaney's.
Influential. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember Heaney's preseason stats if I'm being honest, but I'm pretty sure they were not too bad as well. But I was trying to look them up and I couldn't
Here you go.
find them
Heaney's
on
preseason stats. So the last preseason game, Heaney went 70.
a 70. Yeah, so I guess it's.
But
I
is
mean,
that a 50% time on ground, or is that 50% disposal efficiency? What's that one?
50% disposal efficiency. I'm pretty sure because the time
Is that what
there's a
that
clock.
means?
The clock. There's a clock for
Or
the.
is that a clock?
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Mate, I can't- Yeah, it is a clock. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if we change that to like a normal thing, he's had 12 kicks, 7 handballs.
So it's been
So
around the
he's
footy.
actually quite up there. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's around the 100 mark. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The same with, and he's kicked a goal. So he's actually probably a little bit over 100 here if he has a normal disposal efficiency.
Yep. No, like I don't mind the pick. I guess it's if you want Heaney or Flanders, that's the biggest topic. Um, and Sam Flanders was. I didn't watch the game, but I was watching the scores, and apparently he looked absolutely unreal. And it was just from like looking at people talk about him and all that, which is exactly what we were talking about LDU as, that we got scared off by a preseason game, and Flanders just absolutely whipped them all. But he's
Yeah.
another player that you can pick at that price if you're not confident about Heaney.
But how can you fit all these players? How do you fit all these people? Like to fit all these people, I'd love to see your team actually. Let me just talk about these rookies, and then I'd love to see your team to see, because I think you have fit this in somehow. So I'd love to see how you did it. So I've got
Yeah, no
Lazaro
worries.
just because I think Lazaro's what's his own percentage right now? I think he's been slept on as a rookie. Looks When I look at rookies, I'm literally just looking at how confident and how well they use the footy, and if they're reading the play well, and if they're in the right spots. Lazaro does that, and it's just. But I think he plays half forward, which is the only problem.
Yeah,
But I'm
half
happy to
forward and a
spend it.
little bit. Sorry.
Like I'm happy to spend this on him. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a great pick. But 180k scares me a little bit. But I'm gonna take the punt on him over the Melbourne boy. What's his name? Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've got Matt Roberts. We all know how much I love Matt Roberts. I think his role is pretty confident that he's going to stay back there, and he's just racking it up. Exactly like we said, he's very confident with the footy in the right spots, and doesn't look like he's going to be kicked out of the team anytime soon. So
We're taking
I'll
tickets,
receipts
mate.
soon.
We're taking
Yeah,
tickets.
we're gonna have receipts in our book. I don't. I've got a notes tab here, just talking about all the fucking idiots who told me that we're wrong, and when they come through, you're gonna be called out. called out. Jack Clark, I think everyone knows this bloke's been in the system a while. High draft pick, absolute jet, showed signs, is a no-brainer. Wilson looked really good. And then there's one person in here that nobody else. Well, I think a lot of people have faded him. But if Finn McRae gets picked for next week, which I have a feeling he's going to be picked
Which
for next week.
he most likely will.
Yep. I'm telling you, F3. Big call here. F3,
Oh,
Finn McRae.
God.
I reckon he's going to around. I'm going to say it now because it's all about making big calls. You can call a ticket on me. Finn McRae, average 90. I'm going to put a wide range here just so I can help myself out. 85 to 100 Finn McRae this year.
85.
An absolute inside pig.
I'll take the 85. I don't know about the other shit that you're pulling right now. The 85 to 100 mark.
You don't think Finn McRae will... Mate. Finn McRae.
I don't think so. Mikey.
Contested possessions. Just constant.
I mean, surely he can't get that much.
I think he's an absolute fucking
I think he's
jet.
a gun. But you got Tom Mitchell within there. Pendlebury.
Tom Mitchell's on the way out.
This is the problem. Don't get me started because these Collingwood supporters and even Kane Corns and all the bikes. Tom Mitchell literally won us a flag last year, and we saw one game from him, and it was a round 0 game. And now we're saying, fuck it,
mate,
he's dog shit.
Don't you dare twist my words. Tom Mitchell.
He's on the way out.
I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying that Tom Mitchell.
Can you please describe to the podcasters what does he is? Were you lagging when you said he's on the way out? I felt that it could have been a lag.
No, I meant that Tom Mitchell. He's not on the way out, but he's not going to be the main guy like he was when he won the Brownlow. Like, he's not going to get kicked out of the team, but he's on the way out in terms of not being the number one person.
Yeah, well, he never was the number one person though. Not last year.
Was he won a bloody Brownlow?
Not last year though. Not last year. We're talking recency here.
Look. Yeah, well, shut up and look at this stat. 36% time on ground. He's had 6 contested possessions.
Mate, just at least bag a bad player or something that Finn McRae can replace instead of.
No, I'm talking about Finn McRae.
Yeah.
He's not going to replace Tom Mitchell. He's not replacing Tom Mitchell, but what I'm saying is he's going to average, what did I say, 85 to 100?
85 to 100. You may as well say 120. You may as well say 120.
80 to 100. Shut up, cunt. We're going to go... I reckon Finn McRae is going to get picked next week and he's going to have the best game of his life. Wilson looks good. Cadman was...
I liked him.
Questionable. I don't know if I'm going to keep him. Do you like him?
I like him. I reckon he's just going to be there. Oh, no, I just think 2 years in the system, he's always going to play. I kind of like him at that price more than Jeremy Sharp because at least I know Cadman's going to play every single week. And he'll probably have a spike game in him where he kicks 4 goals, like even next week against North Melbourne, who have bugger all defenders. But you can't go wrong with 127k. Like, who are you going to pick around that price tag? It's only Jeremy Sharp if you swap Lazario in the forwards. It really is your only option
right now to try prove you wrong.
There was another player, I think he's something Campbell from Richmond, but I didn't really watch that game, so I can't comment. But yeah. I like him. That Darcy Williams actually selected to debut as well, which is a positive.
Darcy Williams, who's that?
Wilson.
Darcy Wilson. Oh, yeah.
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 So cool. Amazing. Do you want to show us your team?
Yeah, why not?
But wait, let me do a little
Um,
recap on the team. Things that because you won't see my team until next week after the first round. Things that might happen to anyone who is following along. Tom Stewart, I really like him and have been toying with the idea of getting rid of him for a Heaney or something in the forward line. But the fact that Tom Stewart's ceiling is around the 170 mark, and the fact that they are playing a St Kilda in the first round is very, very appealing. And like we all know how people go against St Kilda. This is a massive VC option here. If he goes 170 on a VC on St Kilda and you cash that in, good luck catching up. You're not coming close. So Tom Stewart's on borrowed time, but I don't know. Butters maybe swapped. Fuck off, God. And Crouch is maybe everyone else is pretty much a lock, and then maybe my forward line might get changed to it might fit another primo in here somehow and get rid of Tom Stewart or something. But Took
yeah.
Miller's locked for me, Martin's locked, and then everyone else Butters isn't. Yeah.
I think you're the same as me in regards to there's really only a couple of things you'd change. Everyone's got their structure. It's more just to be so obvious, it's the players within it. So I guess
Yeah.
Stewart can go. I what I
What
was
do you think about
surprised.
the Took Miller pick though?
I love it to be honest, but I'm already starting green. So when I saw that, I was going,
Mm.
maybe I should go another mid instead of green and getting took because I have sorry, I'll just decrease.
You fucking look at this team.
I haven't gone completely different, but I've got a couple of pods in, but now I've looked at it, a, I could get Tuke Miller in because sorry, is that too zoomed? Am I zoomed in, or
No,
I
no,
only
no.
want
I'm
one
I'm
more?
I'm fine. Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
all right
I got it.
originally?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm zoomed in.
yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah.
you're
That's
right.
right.
Do
That's right.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So
Tell
I
the
mean, I
podcast
faded.
listeners first because not
I
everyone's watching on here.
I got Dacos, Sheasel, Hayden Young. So the difference between Mikey's team is he's got four defenders. I've faded one of them, and I kind of like Zach Williams' game. Um, and I didn't mind Gibkis's, and I didn't mind Howe. And I think if I put Zach Reed in there and Caulfield in, I might be covered with the three defenders. But the whole time we've been saying we need four defenders, and now I'm just literally 2 days before I have to submit my team have gone the other way, which is, but I'm kind of happy with it. I mean, there's
Can
enough
I ask you
rookies
something
there.
though?
Yeah,
Let's just say that Gibkiss 76 is his ceiling.
yeah,
Or let's say Reed's ceiling is around 70 as well. What happens if these four rookies you've got, and maybe let's include in Zach Williams, but maybe not, that's their ceiling and they're just going to be that slow burn and it's going to be hard to do anything back there. What are your thoughts around that? And then everyone else has gone with the extra primo and they have cash galore from these fucking Jets. What do you think?
yeah. I know. I mean, I think most people are leaning towards this setup as well, though the three at the back and the heavy forward line. Because if you want to fit Jackson, Heaney, and Fisher in, it's a sacrifice has got to come back, come out somehow. I mean, Williams, I reckon he could pull out an 80 every week, but the forwards are actually alright as well. To like, the biggest person I've faded in this team is Fife, and I'm kind of how I can get Fife is getting rid of Newcomb, and putting Lazaro in and fading Libba to a Davies Uniac or a Butters, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of I I mean I like the setup already, but if I was to get rid of Jackson, and it's a bit wish washy me explaining it, but I don't know if I'd have to get rid of someone else. Maybe a Newcomb to fit, maybe a Wines to fit four at the back. But I kind of like three at the back. I kind of like what it's doing. And if you were to change your team, to get Stewart out of the defense, and to put maybe a new forward, I think that's exactly what you do. You just play Williams, Gibcus. You just play, you get the good rookies.
That's
I don't
exactly
think,
what I'd do. Yeah.
and I don't think you can really. Well, I don't want to risk it with Ethan Phillips in my team, um, as that eighth defender or whatever, because I feel like there's a lot of risk, like that cash gen that you're talking about. Imagine if you'd rather Caulfield that has decent scoring potential rather than Ethan Phillips. I think, yeah, Phillips. He'd be
You think
quite
Caulfield has
piss poor.
decent scoring potential though?
I think better than Phillips. I'm not expecting much from Phillips. I
Mm.
expect him to put out 40s every week. So at least if Caulfield gets a 70 or 80 here and there, he would be much quicker to that money making sort of, um, yeah, like maybe Coffee would make he'd get to 250k, something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I kind of like it. I guess the talking point is the mids. I've gone Newcomb, which I was wanting your thoughts. I think he's in 10% of teams. I think he went ballistic in preseason, but I think I'd rather Wines in my team than Newcomb. Do you have any
Yeah.
thoughts on it?
I've I've I I love that you put Newcomb in though. Shout out Liam Murphy. Shut your fucking shit, cunt. I've had the same thought. I had
Mate, he's ten
Newcomb.
percent owned.
Um,
He's more
I
than
know
LDU.
more exactly, but I had Newcomb. Took who else did I toy with? I toyed with the thought of Rao. I didn't like it though. Wines, Crouch, like these are all players that I thought of, and I just ended on Took just because I said the only reason I've gone with Took is because I said I like Took. Every time I watch him play, I like watching him play. So I'm like, I know he's going back to 126, so I'm just picking Took. Newcomb could do the exact same, so it's just whatever you like.
I know. What do you think about Ollie Wines?
I'm so unsure about it.
Yeah.
I get such a trap feeling, like the biggest trap feeling in the world. No, he hasn't gone in my team once,
No. Oh,
but I
he's gone
see
in my team many
everyone with
times.
him.
Well, Ken Hingley's pumped him up, but Butters wasn't in the team when he popped off. So it's like,
Exactly.
is he good or is he bad? Um, but he's cheaper, so you can.
I'm gonna
If
make a
I
bold. I'm making a bold call already. Ollie Wines will be the biggest trap of this year. He's going to come back to bite me, but I just want to be able to clip that.
it
Ollie
did
Wines
it
will be
did
the
it
biggest
did win a
trap of
Brownlow
this
a
year.
couple of years
I
ago.
clipped it just then. I know,
It did win a
but
Brownlow.
now guess what? They're making room for Butters and Rosie. They've given Rosie the
Oh,
captaincy. If they believed in Wines so much, why isn't he the captain?
I well, there's an age thing, and Travis Boak was always been there. But I believe
Yeah,
in
fair.
Wines more than I believe in Crouch.
Did you watch Crouch play?
Yeah, that is good call. But did you watch Wines play? I'll go back at you. Like
Nah,
Wines
I
scored
didn't.
better
I
than.
didn't watch him play.
Uh,
Yeah, but Crouch had
Wines had
50%
about
time on ground.
120. I know exactly, but that's his role. He goes in there, he fucking does his 2 cents, and then he gets tired and he has to come up again.
He is
He's like
not,
running on
mate.
it. He's
He
running
got
on
rested
ethanol.
because they were pumping him. Mate, Wines is just a big fucking fridge walking around. He's got nothing going on upstairs. He's literally just. He literally
He's
is.
getting the ball to
What? I
Butters. That's what
actually
he's
hate
doing.
watching it.
That's what he's
He
doing.
he plays. Wines plays such a shit brand of footy, and it's just shit to watch. It's just not enjoyable to watch.
Mate, you're making me want to pick him now just to prove you wrong.
Pick him, please. Actually, John Newcomb plays a good brand of footy though.
So you prefer Newcomb over good old Winesy.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I do.
Yeah.
And like I just this year, I'm really liking the players that everyone's fading. I'm really enjoying just going for that pick that nobody else is going for because they're fucking Jets, and I don't know why everyone's getting so scared of going for these players.
Just say his name without saying his name. Come on. Davies Uniac.
He's coming in my
Um,
team.
I mean, old mate Libba. I'm not trying to get my mates on Libba, but he's 8% owned. Mate, I didn't have Libba at all
He's
last year. He's in. He is in.
Libba has been going up and up and up in ownership every single time. Literally, when I put him in last week, I think he was at 5 or 6%. I think he was at 6%, and then
Mm.
every time he just keeps going up, burn up, because everyone's just realizing that he just does it week in, week out, and like
Well, I was
nearly as
trying to
good
make.
as Bont does it.
I was trying to decide between Libba and Dawson. I would actually choose Libba over Dawson. You'd try and get them both, but I think Libba
100%.
will score more. And Dawson was only appealing
I
because he
think so.
was defense. Is Nathan Fife fadeable? Because I don't think you properly touched on it on your. I don't have him currently. I guess I could get him via trading Newcomb to Wines, which you're obviously not keen on, but I could do it. But there was two plays actually. Is Fife fadeable, or should I fade Harley Reid? Those one of those two where I can get the cash going. I think Harley
Yeah,
Reid you have to keep. Fife is fadeable.
yeah, yeah.
I just
Only reason I've faded Five, and you're probably the exact same. I faded him because I'm like, well, if I'm going to trade in anyone here for Five, it's going to be Luke Jackson. So who's better than fucking Five? Who's
yeah
going to score more, Luke Jackson on Five? Who's worth more to
yeah.
my team? And I was like, fucking Luke Jackson. You know what I mean? Or would it be like trading James Jordan out for Five? That's risky though. Harley
Yeah, I
Reid
know.
though, I
And
think he has some really untapped potential.
yeah, I think he's all right. I just don't know. I don't know what position he plays, but you could easily keep Reed and trade McKercher. McKercher hasn't looked that good, but all of them are pretty good talents, and they're cheaper than 85K cheaper. So they have way more cash potential. So I guess why the hell would you why the hell would you fade um, those two instead of Fife?
Yeah, we just know that Fife is a Rolls Royce. Like he doesn't need to move fast. Players like that can just pick up the footy and can turn everyone inside out by just like little things they do. It's like they're crazy.
I guess the green we've pretty much touched on our team. I think you cannot make a team without Zach Fisher in it. We're still strong on that. I mean, that guy is going to be an F1. Like I know Luke Jackson's there. I know Isaac Heaney's there. I know everyone else is there. But in my eyes, Bolkall, he's still going to be our F1. I just love the man. I think he averages 145,
Oh,
145 clean.
not 100. Massive. Clean. Oh, you know what? Let's go down on record right now. I'll back that in. I'm gonna bump it up. I reckon
The highest, he'll be
one
Bond's
one
price by
fifty.
the end of the year.
150. Zach Fisher has the best role in the AFL. I've never seen anyone else with a role like Zach Fisher.
I've seen it before. Aaron Hall, I'm telling you, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's a carbon. He's just a clone. He's just a little pig that just loves Supercoach. He probably has himself in the team, and he's just like, give me the back of the ball, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And I'm just going. As soon as I saw that scrimmage against the Pies, like the first quarter, I messaged you on and say, mate, this guy is an absolute pig. We need him. We need him. So I think you got to actually run
Hands,
deep in
hands,
this
hands. It
forward
does
line.
the kick out of the back line. Gets a hand straight off again, kicks it again. Give me again, again. He's that guy.
That's exactly how
Does
he
he get
is.
the name Seagull?
Oh, I'd assume so after. But the problem is, his mate in defence, Cheezel, he's a seagull himself, isn't he? He might say, mate, like I am the real seagull in here. If you try and take my kicks, I don't know. They'll just be
Can you
really. We're
talk?
just
Can you
talking
touch
shit.
on that? Can you look at Sheasel's ownership? Surely that's like through the roof.
Yeah, it's high 40s. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to. If you can look at it in the background,
Oh
because
fuck!
my computer is shit in the bed.
There you go.
But
I'm looking
I'll
at it
look at
now.
it on my phone. But I think it's around 40% ownership.
The ownership for bloody Shees. Oh yeah, 42% ownership. That's crazy.
Yeah. So you can't skip him. And why would you skip him? He got 30 something touches in one of the prackies. Maybe it was against us in the first one, and it was like 7 goal assists or something. It was just something crazy. One of those games where you're just like, yeah, maybe we need to pick him. And I predicted that as well, might I add, on our original pod. I said, Chesil is a
Yeah,
lock. They're just seagulling. They are seagulling. Um,
you did. You said that exact thing.
Other than that, I really got no glaring issues in my team. I think we've harped on it a lot um, beforehand. I think the big one is I think I've faded Naismith only because I think he's going to go. He's going to maybe only get 2 games, and I wanted a loop so I could fit Libber in, and I think there was one other that I could fit in with the cash. I'm a bit
So
scared
you
about
think
that.
you're gonna go Livingston?
Yeah, well, he plays the latest game, so he's my playing loop where everyone will be having a playing player the first 2 rounds. Well, not well. I'm just assuming Naismith plays a game or two, but um, he plays the latest game, most games, because they
Yeah, I
love their
get what you
Sunday
mean.
night.
So you're like everyone has to just try and nail their captain straight up.
Yeah,
Me, I'm gonna go for my loop. That's a good plan. You know what? One-eyed pod people. I like that plan. Because I'm a bit skeptical of Naismith as well.
well, he's only going to play two
But
games.
is Nace I know, but is he gonna be that player that plays 2 games?
I know.
Nate comes back, gets injured again, and then he just fucking
That's
plays
it.
another
That's it.
fucking.
Or he rubs himself out. He got suspended for like 7 games or maybe 5 games or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then we'll get another Samson Ryan on our hands, and we've got Livingston here instead.
I know. And thank God we got a boost for it. We'll just boost him out.
So what? Yeah, we just do. If I go Livingston, that gives me fucking 88K in the bank. What can I do with that? Not a lot,
I,
huh?
I would get Nathan Fife back in your team. Fife is live. I mean, try
Yeah,
and
it's
get on our boy Newcomb.
no, I can't do anything. I
Well,
don't
if
think
you got
I'd change
80k,
much. There's
if you got 80k, you
yeah,
could
what?
maybe upgrade too, couldn't you? Or get a better mid.
Well, I like Took. I consider Took Miller in my team to be like a 600K player. So me
That's
having
it.
him at 545 is no difference to me having him at fucking 650.
Would you go? Would you go Green or Newcomb or Sarong and Took?
I guess Sarong and Took.
Yeah. Oh god.
Actually, no, I'd go Green
Oh
and
god.
Newcomb.
Jeez.
It's actually a hard call because Green would probably has a higher ceiling than Took easily.
Yeah.
Green's probably going 130s when I reckon Took's going 120s.
Yeah.
Sarong, though, I think has like 100, 110, 115 potential.
I think he does the
And
same. Yeah, 110.
yeah. And Newcomb is an unknown. It is
Yeah.
just, he could
He
do
averaged
120s.
Oh, I know, but
But we don't know. We don't know.
there's a higher chance. There's a higher chance that he is going. Uh, there's a higher chance that he's probably going 90s flat nights. But I guess I can
Yeah,
correct it after 2 games. Once his
yeah.
price run just
Who would you
changes.
rather, Matt Crouch or Newcomb?
Newcomb, 100% Newcomb. Jump on, mate. Jump on. Jump on. And I'll probably change
Get
it
on the
without telling
train,
you.
son. Go on. No, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Maybe I might go Nick Watson.
Just get
There's
liver,
there's a
mate.
big call there. Shout out.
Other than that,
Actually, yeah,
you go.
not really much. Oh no, I'm saying there's not really much I can really talk on here. I mean, I could get Wines in.
I like Wines. He played really good. They say he's fit as a fiddle now. And that allows me to get Nat Fife in for Lazario, who I'm happy with fading. And Fife is playing middle. I just don't think I can properly trust Wines, and I don't trust many of these players. That's if you want to take a point from what I'm talking about and blabbing on for an hour. All these players are hit and miss, and good luck. One of you's going to hit the jackpot. It's like winning lotto, and you just have the best combination of players. But most of us are just going to say, "Fuck! Like, why didn't I just pick this bloke?" And I knew he was shit. And why do I bother with this silly game? That just drags us in every single
That's going to
week.
be. It's you're gonna. I think you just hit it on that. You literally just hit when I was thinking about it. I was like, we're all just speculating. Someone's gonna hit it and just be number one King Dick, and we're all just gonna be. I know we will. We'll be like, fuck. He was in our team at one point. Fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, no,
Fuck.
because we've done every
Yeah.
method. We've actually done every method possible in this game, and we've seen it, and we're going,
Yeah.
nah, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Let me check another way. I bet, yeah, we'll have a screenshot of that team, and we'll be able to
Yeah.
yeah. I think Flanders. I'm scared of it passing on Flanders, but there's no one really else that I'm maybe Fife. There's no one else that I'm really scared of. Like most of these players that we got are
You really
popular.
scared of Flanders?
I think he'll do it right. He might. I think he has the potential of going F1, and I'm just passing him because I've seen this gold-headed bloke dominate my football screen, my QLED TV on 55-inch mod I had, just absolutely shredding bits off Melbourne and killing a unfit Oliver and unfit Petrarca, and I'm just going, sign me up. And then the next week, I'm just going to say, far out. Will, why didn't you just pick Flanders? He was in your team all year. But it could be the
But he did the
opposite.
exact same thing, but he just did it to bloody Richmond, which who suck. But
Yeah,
he
no.
still
I
destroyed
know.
them.
Thanks for reeling me in, mate. Thanks for reeling me back into reality. Heaney's going to be a good pick.
Yeah. I think Rahini will be a good pick, but I probably won't do it. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually got me thinking right now. I might just chuck in Newcomb. He's in there. Well, tell you what we're going to jump into now, lads. And I'll change this so this is at the top of the start of the video. Quick second, I can share my screen.
Yeah, I'll just stop.
I'm going to have a little intermission here.
Legacy
All
thing.
right, so we're back. As many legs as you want. So I'm going to be harping on about this all season, and I don't know if you can just leave it open, but we're doing the multi-league where you can join and do it. Right now there's 5 people, so it's pretty good odds of you getting up in this. We've got the one-eyed multi-league, which is you can just join as many as you want, can join in there, and yeah, if we get up on the multi, and we'll do a multi of the week. If you get up on the multi, then you just win the cash. If you're the highest scorer for that week, so it's basically free money. There's no point you shouldn't be in there just getting around it. And then we've also, and that's the code right there. It's 492403. And then we've also got the one-eyed pod league, which is 281118, and this is just going to be a bit of fun for just for anyone who wants to join, get in while you can. These leagues don't start till round 3, so you got a bit of time to jump into them. And but yeah, we're going to jump into the multi of the week, which we haven't worked out yet. Crooks, what do you got going? So we're back.
Just,
We've got the
just
multi. Read it out for us, Crooks. I'll put it up on the screen as well.
yeah, we're gonna be in depth from this, so please, subscribers. Actually, I guess if
Well, no, we're not.
hopefully,
It's $2.50 a week.
no, wait. If one of us wins, we can make money and split the earnings. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly. So, well, hopefully I get the top scorer a few weeks in a row and take home the multi winnings every week. That'll be really nice.
or we
So
just
read
keep
out the
putting it
multi
in.
for us for the multi of the read out the
You're
multi for
right.
the multi of the week. Let it rip.
That's fine. So 30 Dacos, Nick Dacos 30 touches, Goulden 25, Keeney 20, Checkers goal, Schultz 1 goal, McDonald 1 goal, Papley 1 goal, Bobby Hill 1 goal, Collingwood 1 to 39. So we'll put $5 on
Wow.
that gets us.
We'll put it up on the screen for everyone to see.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
would be how much is the winnings from that? Estimated winnings?
Just changing the thing. $120. So hopefully,
120
hopefully,
bucks.
hopefully it remains 5 in the league, so we can just try and get this sports bet multi.
It's actually a great multi. So if you quickly join before the start of the thing, if you get the highest score and the multi gets up, then you get 120 bucks. It's pretty good.
Make sure you give us a
All
follow
right.
and like a follow while you do it, all right? Because we're not just giving out fucking free tips. If we find out that you're not following us, we probably won't give it to you. But there's a chance you're following us if you're joining our shitty SuperCoach league.
That's actually a fair call. So let's do this. We're gonna do multi of the week every week, right? And if you don't reply to us on YouTube or TikTok about you winning the multi of the week and you actually won it, you're not getting the cash. So you got to tune in to see if you're the one who got up that week. Because if you don't tune in and comment that was you, then you're not getting it. And you would have had to listen to this as well to know that you have to do that.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll direct them to the little TikTok trend and say how we're doing it, and hopefully we can get the numbers up to just a substantial medal. Medal. Can't even
Yeah.
talk. That's how long we're doing. A substantial level.
I think TikTok is, substantial level. I think if I get cooked, mate. I think TikTok has bloody stopped me, like stopped the video from going to anyone because I put it out and it only got 12 views. So I think TikTok's seen like, oh, it's inappropriate or something about punting, and they've just like
Oh God.
destroyed the video. See, like everything around it's got 1,000 nearly, and that's just got 12.
For punting itself, or
Yeah,
just our
for the punting
videos.
one, the punting one.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
just the punting one, just the one that's in the punt.
You're
So
making me scared.
let's quickly just do it in code. Let's do it in code. Okay, we're gonna call it the Bickies League. What should we call it? What should we refer to it as so we can always post about it and they won't catch on?
God.
Like the chocolates? No,
The
the
Pepsi
slugger.
Maxes.
No,
It's so terrible. We'll
Pepsi,
come
no,
up with a name.
we're not doing the
We'll
Pepsi.
come up with a name
We'll come up
in
with
the
a
next
name,
pod.
but we need to come up with a name now so we can post a video about it.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's call it the cherry on top. The cherry's on top.
Okay, it's time for Will's cherry on top. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so this week's cherry on top is. Can you read it out for us, Will?
So we've actually restarted it all.
Yeah, we'll do, so we can. Yeah, so we. Can, well, we'll keep it in the podcast, but everyone will know that this is why we're doing it, so we can get it on TikTok. So this week's cherry on top is
30 or more for Dacos, 25 for Goulden, 20 for Heaney, Checkers, anytime goal scorer, Schultz, anytime goal scorer, Logan McDonald, anytime goal scorer, Papley, anytimes goal scorer. Hill, anytime goal scorer, and Collingwood 1 to 39. So really, it's just the Pies winning, and then you're home.
Yeah, that's basically it. So if you get up as the highest scorer in our Supercoach League, you will get the cherry on top from Will, and we'll transfer all the cherries to your bank account
Before you like,
instantly. All you got to
follow.
do is comment that you won.
Yep, you
Yeah,
got
you
no,
got to
but you
make
got to
sure you're
follow us.
following and like. Yeah. All right, lads. Thanks for watching. We won't make another one until after round 1, so let it rip. Good luck.